Hey everybody, I'm sitting down on the floor over by the Marvel graphic novels, and I figured this is as good a place as any to do a live video so that there's a little bit of a different background going on in all my pictures. How's everybody doing today? We are working on getting customer orders caught up. Boy, we've had a lot of people ask for stuff. It's been really, really cool. So Deanna and I basically all day have just been filling orders for people, which no complaints at all. That was amazing. So I am super geeked to be doing that and filling orders for people. Noel, actually, I have to get you a price still, or some pictures on that Avengers 71. Hey Brian, how you doing, buddy? Yeah, we've been just running around getting everything covered. You'd think that we'd be running out of stuff with as much stuff that we're shipping out, but I mean, like, we just keep on filling. I was looking for some Age of Apocalypse stuff for one of our customers earlier, and I came to realize that I have very little of that in stock right now. But we do have all the graphic novels, so I was pointing that out to him. Daily dose of my man to man. That's right. Ow! Okay, buddy. Yeah, just let me know what you need when you need it. I'm very eager to fill orders. So it looks like, looking at just kind of what's going on with the governor and things like that, we probably won't be able to open completely by next week, but we'll know more tomorrow. So it's a bummer if we can't open it all, but at the same time, even if we can do something a little bit more than what we're doing right now, would be great. Yeah. Other than that, not a lot. Hi, John. How you doing, buddy? How are you watching as Court of Nerds and yourself? That's awesome. That is very talented. I don't know how you do that. Yeah. Anybody looking for anything? While I'm back here, I'm back by the Marvel books. I've got stacks on stacks of graphic novels. Let me flip you. So we have been making some moves and moving through some stuff. So there is quite a bit of slumpage back here, which is a nice feeling to have. But we've got a ton of graphic novels sitting in front of me. Let me know if I'm doing this too fast. But like, all this slumpage is all new stuff that we've been shipping out, and then refilling and then shipping out. Got a bunch of Star Wars graphic novels in front of me. Can I zoom on this? Hey, I can zoom on this. That's awesome. There we go. That's a little bit sharper. So yeah, that's what we've got right now for Star Wars graphic novels. And then I love this section because it's a bummer to have catch-alls, but you kind of have to, being like a nerd-centric store, because you can't have a section for everything. So there's like a Star Trek Happy Meal box back here. There's a Beneath the Planet of the Apes book and record. There's a Mutants Hall of Fame thing, old promos cards from Marvel. The packet pattern on how to make Star Trek Starfleet uniform, which is pretty sweet. So it's got all the patterns and stuff that you need. Superman Mix and Match storybook, where like it's a bunch of different sheets where you open it up and it'll tell different parts of the story, kind of like Choose Your Own Adventure before Choose Your Own Adventure. Old school G.I. Joe sticker album. Man, sticker albums, come on now, that's some good stuff right there. But yeah, this is kind of one of our catch-all shelves. And then behind is one of our Gotham bags from San Diego. We try not to have too many catch-all displays. This is kind of like the only one right now, which is impressive because for a while there was a bunch of catch-all displays. And then this, of course, except for a couple things up here, but for the most part, this is all Star Wars graphic novels, books. We've been digging stuff out. I found these big art of books that we got in at some point from some collection, and just got tucked underneath the back table behind the back wall. So those old original Star Wars movie scripts, which is pretty sweet, which I put somewhere, but I don't know where right now. But yeah, so we try not to have too many shelves where it's just like catching all the clutter, but at the same time, like, sometimes you just, when you can't dedicate an entire shelf to a fandom in our store being as tight as it is, sometimes you just got to make concessions and be like, all right, cool, well, this is going to fill where this is, but yeah, we've still got a decent amount of stuff in. Carnage is a Star Wars, John. You don't know. They're owned by the same company now. what happens when Darth Vader gets wrapped up in a Venom? What's gonna happen then? You don't even know. It's gonna happen, and he's gonna cut all the faces and then chew on them. It's gonna be awesome. No, somebody asked to get some closer pictures of that, and we never put it back because we're slackers right now. Yeah, we're just kind of filling everything up, though. I mean, the graphic novels, like I said, we've been selling through quite a few, but we've got 2 long boxes that we just brought in that we're going to fill this up with. A bunch of issues that we're going to fill stuff up with. I'm down to find out, too. What if Darth Vader was a symbiote? That'd be super cool. He'd be all drippy and lightsabery. He'd be sweet. But yeah, other than that, not a lot going on here. I think we're going to do one more auction tomorrow. We've got one more book from Pat to auction off, and then I'm going to see about contacting people that were interested in doing some auction stuff for us, too, so I'm going to talk to them about it. But yeah, at least one more from our buddy Pat Knight, who does the cool glow-in-the-dark, not glow-in-the-dark, glow-under-black light, day glow, super bright books that we've been auctioning off. I think we've got one more to do of those, so I'm going to probably start that tomorrow. Other than that, not a whole lot going on here. Just kind of waiting, hopefully, that we can get... They're talking about passing the payroll protection program, like more money, because for it being for small businesses, all the big companies ended up eating up all that money. So we're going to see about that. It's supposed to go to vote in the Senate, I believe, today. So who knows? Maybe we'll see a little bit of government assistance yet, but I'm not holding my breath for it. Enough of that, though. That's boring stuff. Has anybody seen the trailer for Venom so far, where it's just kind of like, Venom, here's the title of the movie. Like, I'm super excited about it, and that's cool, but, like, you guys couldn't give us a little bit more? Like, a couple of shots of some stuff? But, whatever. Let me get off the floor real quick. Hold on. This is gonna look stupid. Ugh. Alright. Upwards and vertical. Yeah, other than that, we're just kind of hanging out here doing what we do. I want to show off some stuff, but I want to hold off a little bit longer just because it looks really impressive. So I'm going to keep you this way. I can show off this display. This is pretty normal from what we usually have. But yeah, we've got a couple of big displays that we're working on right now. I know! Why not Maximum Carnage? Like, all those characters... Use all those characters in Maximum Carnage. Do it up with Cloak and Dagger, and do it up with Iron Fist and Deathlock. Give us like legit traditional Maximum Carnage. That'd be awesome. I'd be super excited about that. But what are you gonna do? Yeah, it's Thursday already. It keeps throwing me every single day because nothing feels like every day feels exactly the same. So no day has a feel of it like it normally does. So yeah, I mean, we're just kind of. This is Thursday. I'm glad to actually get caught up on a bunch of stuff today. We were running super behind on a ton of stuff, and I felt bad because I was putting off a ton of customers and stuff. So I got to catch up with a bunch of stuff. I could send you a short want list. Yeah, man, if you want to, I'm filling up lists right now for people. I'm stocking out and stuff. So yeah, I'm getting caught up. I should be caught up by tomorrow on everybody that's asked for stuff and for totals and things like that. So yeah, man, if you want to hit me up tomorrow, go for it. I can see what I can dig out for sure. Yeah, I guess I don't have much. I just wanted to pop on and say hey to everybody. Do a little bit of chit chatting. Anybody got anything for me? Like, I know I ran through a bunch of stuff yesterday about Diamond and DC and the comic industry and stuff, which I'm not going to dive into that again. But does anybody got any questions on that? Like, it's still a lot of up in the air. But I mean, like, if there's something that I know, I can definitely answer. It's all just kind of frustrating. Like I said yesterday, where it's like it was a very weird time to make a power play, And normally I would be behind something like this where it's like, oh, let's get more than one place to be able to order books. But at the same time, when they don't, when they're doing it like to panic people and to basically trick people into giving information, that's frustrating, you know. Mr. Sutton, how you doing today? Yeah, but other than that, you know, I mean, like, that's basically the long and the short of that. I'm hoping that by the end of May, we'll have everything regularly coming in. So let's see. When Diamond starts to ship, will it be weekly, or will they end multiple weeks at a time to catch up? So I think what they're gonna do is they're working on a timetable now to see how they can catch things up a little bit. They know that if they try and catch us up on everything all at once, it's going to be just it's going to completely sweep us off our feet, and we're going to be hit with, like, you know, $10,000 diamond bills and stuff. Which is, I'm sure that's not what they want, and I'm sure that's not what you guys want, because then we'd be like, hey guys, come pick up your pulls. It's $400. I know that you paid last week. So I'm glad that they're taking their time a little bit with stuff and coming out with everything. But yeah, we should know a little bit more as time goes on. But yeah, they're basically gonna figure out a way to play catch up a little bit. And like I said, I don't think it's gonna be like, it's not gonna be the last 8 weeks out in 3 weeks, you know. So, you know, it's gonna be a little bit at a time, as opposed to here's everything that was supposed to come out. So we'll get it figured out as it goes. John, what'd you say? Just books would ship, or everything? Hold on. Just books would ship, or everything you order from them. Everything that we order from them. So they're not shipping, like, right now, because their factories and their warehouses, and not factories, their warehouses are running basically on a skeleton crew. So, like, anything reorder that we're ordering, it usually takes a week or two to get to us. It's taken like 3 weeks or more sometimes on old product, just because they don't want to get anybody sick, and they don't want anybody to be infected by this. So yeah, it'll be everything, but it'll be I'm, like I said, I'm thinking hopefully mid-May that we can get going back again with Diamond and stuff. Juan, what's up, sir? Not a whole lot, man. We are having a good Thursday. It's getting a lot of stuff done today, which is nice. Like, Deanna looked at my because we're both sending out packages and stuff, and she looked at the messages and stuff back and forth, and she's like, "You've messaged and got totals for like 20 people today," and I'm like, "Yeah, I'm trying to make sure that everybody's covered. I hate it when people are waiting on us, you know." So, working on getting everybody all priced and ready to go is very good feeling. So then we can get caught up and get other people's lists going and stuff like that, and also start working on stuff here where, as far as like filling in bin stock and stuff like that. But yeah, let me know if there's any other questions too. I'm gonna get off here in a second, run down some packages, because it is 4 o'clock right now, and I need to make sure and get those down there before 4:30, because then there's a mad rush down by the post office, and I'm not trying to be in the post office with a million people. That's what's up. That's what's up. Yeah. Anybody? Oh, dang. Let's see. Hope the talent use this time to create new story arcs. Always under pressure all the time. Yeah, man, that's what I'm hoping. Let me see. I didn't get your whole message. It only gave me a piece. Mr. Barkema, how you doing, sir? Let's see. They always feel under pressure. Often should refresh them. Also, maybe consider the launch. So yeah, basically he's saying, like, hopefully the creative people behind doing books are taking this time and getting a bunch of stuff in the can and ready to go. That would be a really smart move. I mean, like, you're stuck at home. Why not just work on getting a couple few issues extra done, so that you're not up against deadlines? You know, like, I know the biggest thing that kills people's interest in storylines when they come in here to buy stuff is if it's not coming out on a regular schedule. Everybody just it just kind of falls off your radar. It's like, well, there's other stuff I'm reading now, and oh, cool, yeah, it's done, and then that story ending. Like, I remember one. and not to throw either company under the bus, but the one that pops in my brain is Forever Evil. Like, it was the first big, or one of the first big crossovers after New 52 started, and it was a good storyline. It was written by Jeff Johns. It was drawn by Dave Finch. I like both those guys a lot. But like 1 through 4 came out well, and then 5, 6, 7, and between 6 and 7, it was like 6 weeks, and that just kills the momentum of the story. So like you're trying to read, you're trying to be excited, you're trying to get into it, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, this hasn't been out in 6 weeks. So you get invested in other things, and you just kind of forget about it. Doomsday Clock is the example right there. You're right, Dave Simon. Like that took 2 years to come out with, 3 years, something like that. That was crazy. And by the time it was like, I was so excited those first 3 or 4 issues, I was just burning through them like constantly. And then towards the end, I'm just like, cool. Like it was good. It was great, you know. But like, it just kind of didn't feel like it was running through everything. Hey Mia, how you doing today? So when books like that just start dragging, it's just a bummer. So hopefully they're getting a bunch of stuff done and a bunch of ideas going, and having some summits and some digital summits and some exchanges of ideas, and getting some creative teams and stuff like that, and figured out so that we're like they're ready to go when we're ready to go. Basically, it'd be nice to get a nice full thought out piece of storyline, like where company wide you're all on the same page, coming at you at the same time. That would be fantastic. So hopefully, anybody else got anything? I know I don't have a ton of things to say today, which is it's very much an anomaly for me. Yeah, hopefully they're hustling on things, and they're working on new ideas to come out with. I'm reading a lot of stuff, and all of it's pretty darn good. Like there's nothing that there's nothing that I'm reading right now that I'm like, you know. I mean, like most of the things from DC I'm reading are good. Most of the stuff from Marvel I'm reading is good. Image and different things like that. But boy, with this amount of time where you're stuck at home and you're watching TV, you're doing this and that, you can go out and run, you can go do this. There's no deadlines. You should be able to really come up with some cool stuff, you know. So, the TV show, Marco, yeah, that looks good. I'm definitely interested to see that. I'm excited for Harley Quinn season 2. That first season was really funny. I laughed out loud at least once an episode. Very inappropriate humor, but I laughed out loud at all of them. And remember the Otherworld series that ended after 7 issues? No, who was that by? The Otherworld series. Man. After issue 7, leaving the whole story. No, man, but the other example I think of that is Battle Chasers by, what's his name? Joe Mad. Kite Man. Hell yeah. But yeah, Battle Chasers by Joe Mad, like where it was in the middle of this like big epic storyline that was escalating to the climax, and like it just like he stopped doing it and he's like, I don't feel like doing it anymore. Was it DC Vertigo? Okay. I'll have to look it up. That kind of sounds familiar now that I'm thinking about it. I'd offer you a mint, but screens. Yeah, I hate it when they do that. I mean, there's been a ton of books that came out. Desolation Jones was another one from DCU Vertigo that the first 5 was really good, and then the first arc was like, wow, this is really good, like noir, but also kind of like cyberpunky type stuff. And then it just like the next issue started and it was a different writer and a different artist and everything, and it just felt weird, and I think it only went another issue or 2 after that, and it's just like, oh, that's kind of a bummer. Thanks, Tina. The love of the Stephen King. Because you know what we need and all this kind of stuff? There's the quarantine and the pandemic crisis and everything. All we need is a little bit more Scary Clown in the sewers. Something to unite against. But yeah, good stuff. Wasn't it like Tim Curry's birthday like yesterday, I want to say? By Phil Jimenez. Oh, that makes me sad. He's so nice. We met him at Motor City a few years back, and Phil Jimenez, when he does shows, he takes, I think it's 5 or maybe 10 people to do sketches for. And it's I think it was like $40 for a waist up sketch. Really like detailed, in color, everything. Really nice. And so me and Deanna and Abby got 3 of his spots. And I mean, like, he spent probably 3 hours between the 3 of us working on our sketches and stuff for us. So Abby got a cheetah, Deanna got reverse flash, and I was telling him, I was like, man, I'm in between 2, and I go, this was before Rebirth, before like Psycho Pirate was cycled back up to the forefronts and stuff, and I was like, I've got 2, and I was like, I'd love a Psycho Pirate because he did Infinite Crisis, and the only other person to really do Psycho Pirate that would like mean that much to me was George Perez, and I got other things by George Perez. So I was like, I would love a Psycho Pirate, but if that's too obscure, if you want to do something different, I would love Bizarro. And he goes, yeah, man, totally. He's like, I was the end person. He goes, I've been working on this for a while. I'm going to go take a break, use the bathroom, and I'll be back. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So he goes and uses the bathroom, comes back, starts drawing, not talking about what he's drawing, and just starts working on it. He pulls it up at the end, and it's Bizarro, and he's got the Psycho Pirate mask here, and instead of saying Bizarro is number 1 on the chain, it says Psycho Pirate is number 1. And it was just the coolest mashup that I've ever seen, that he just like, oh, this is the thing I'm doing now. Here it is. So, that's a bummer to hear that he didn't finish on that book, but man, that guy is talented. Just way too talented. And really funny, too. I've yet to go to a horror con. Oh, man, there's so much fun. The main difference, so like, I talked to people about the difference between Comic-Cons and horror cons. Both of them are a blast, a lot of fun. Just horror cons are a little bit more of a, it's more of a party atmosphere. Like everybody has a drink in their hands, everybody's hanging out and talking and vibing. But the thing is a lot of people are like, man, that crowd looks so rowdy, and that looks like, because they're all wearing horror costumes and shirts, and everything is bloody and monsters and things like that. Those are the most down-to-earth, friendly, sweet people that, when we do horror shows, I don't have to worry about parents not telling their kids to, you know, mind themselves and behave when they're going through bins, and take care because that's not yours, it's theirs. All the kids are really well behaved. All the adults are really well behaved. Mortified if they drop something of yours, offer to pay for it without you telling them, hey, you just damaged my product. Like, there's no hesitation. They're like, oh, absolutely, I'm doing that. So horror cons, I mean, like, I think a lot of people from the outside would look and go, wow, those people are like unhinged. And no, they're not. They're really some of the friendliest people and just down to earth, nice people. We miss you too, man. I wish we could be open right now, but it's just not in the cards right now. So hopefully in the next, I don't think it's gonna be next week, but we'll see. But yeah, man, like there's all sorts of different stuff between horror cons and Comic Cons, and not to say bad from one thing to another, but at the same time, they both have their pluses and minuses, you know. That's basically what I'm breaking down to. But horror cons are fun, you know. So yeah, man, I'm still filling the toy buckets for sure. I probably got another 2 big plastic tubs that I'm going to be filling up, and just constantly refilling that area. So yeah, I mean, I'm going to be just packing that area with toys. Yeah, trying to make some space on some stuff and get rid of some stuff. So, and I've been buying up a lot of big toy collections. So there's going to be a ton of stuff that I'm going to be sticking in there. I'll be packing it out for sure. When the second we open, like I said, I'm going to try and have this place like packed. Like you guys have not seen how packed it's going to be yet. Because the thing is I run out of time to make my displays look the way I want them to look. Like, I get about 90%, kind of like most people with projects, you know, like, you'll look and be like, man, that deck you built looks amazing. They're like, yeah, except for this one thing, this nail didn't nail in straight. And I'm like, it looks great, though. Like, what's your problem? And they're like, that's the only thing I would see. Yeah, we can't wait to have people in to visit, too, for sure. But now, since I've had 4 or 5 weeks to really like perfect displays, like It looks good. I'm very excited to show off some stuff, and like I'm holding it back because I want like when people come in to be like, holy crap, it's amazing, you know. So, I'm gonna try and fill it up as impressively as I can. Like shelves where they're dedicated to. Like I've got one shelf that's just. I think you guys saw one shelf that was just dedicated to Exo Squad, which is a really weird, eclectic line, but it's a cool line and really bright and colorful and stuff. So yeah. Hopefully, like I said, I don't know what's gonna happen next week. Like they're already talking about uh, postponing the lifting of the stay-at-home law or whatever. But that doesn't necessarily mean that we won't be able to be open. It might just mean that we have restrictions. It might mean that we can only let 4 people in the store at a time, which is 4 people in the store is fantastic. I mean, like, if we can have people come in and hang out and stuff, that is fantastico. It might mean curbside. Even just being able to do curbside, to run stuff out to people's cars and drop some stuff off would be amazing. Like, to actually just be able to do that would be awesome. So hopefully we can open up in some capacity. We're kind of keeping an eye on it pretty hardcore, and as soon as we know stuff, we'll let you guys know. Well, I gotta run that stuff down to the post office. Take care. I hope everybody's being safe. Fingers crossed we get through this way sooner than later. Talk to y'all soon.